What happened when Jason Statham saw his childhood teacher begging in front of a luxury restaurant? They say life has a way of bringing people back full circle, but sometimes those circles reveal painful truths. Jason Statham, Hollywood's beloved action star, had faced countless villains on screen, but that evening, outside an elite Los Angeles restaurant, he came face to face with something far more heart-wrenching: his past. The evening was painted in hues of orange and purple as Jason sat at his table, savoring the luxury only a few could afford. Laughter and chatter filled the air, the scent of expensive wine mingling with the aroma of gourmet meals. Everything was perfect until something outside caught his eye. A frail figure shuffled along the sidewalk, her thin hands clutched around a tattered coat. Jason's trained eyes locked onto her, an unsettling sense of familiarity gripping his gut. He felt like he knew her, but from where? Recognition and shock. As she approached the restaurant's grand glass window, Jason's breath hitched. The woman, now illuminated by the warm glow of streetlights, was Miss Thompson, his childhood English teacher. The woman who had once inspired him to believe in himself, who had encouraged his dreams when the world seemed indifferent. But now she was reduced to this, a beggar, shivering in the cold, ignored by the very people dining just feet away from her. Jason didn't think twice. He stood abruptly, his chair scraping against the polished marble floor, drawing curious glances from nearby tables. He didn't care. He stepped outside, his heart hammering as he approached her. Her story unfolds. Miss Thompson. His voice was almost unrecognizable, thick with emotion. The woman flinched, then turned toward him. Her tired eyes took a moment to focus, scanning his face. Then, recognition flickered in her gaze, followed by an emotion that crushed Jason's heart: shame. Jason! Her voice trembled, carrying a fragility that twisted something deep inside him. What happened? He asked, struggling to reconcile the image of the strong, passionate woman he once knew with the frail figure before him. Tears welled up in her eyes as she spoke. After retiring from teaching, a series of misfortunes struck: illness, medical bills, the loss of her home. With no family and nowhere to turn, she had become another forgotten soul in the city's unforgiving streets. Jason clenched his fists. How could someone so important, someone who had dedicated her life to shaping young minds, end up like this? Determined to make things right, Jason acted swiftly. He wouldn't let her suffer another night on the streets. He arranged for her to stay in a 5-star hotel, ensuring she was warm, safe, and well-fed. But that was just the beginning. Over the next few weeks, Jason pulled every string he had, getting her the best medical care, securing her a permanent home, and setting up a trust fund to ensure she never struggled again. News of Jason's selfless act spread like wildfire. The media picked up the story, and soon a movement was born. Inspired by his actions, others stepped up, donating to charities supporting retired teachers, funding programs for educators in need, and rekindling respect for those who dedicate their lives to shaping the future. For Jason, the greatest reward wasn't the media attention or the praise. It was seeing Miss Thompson smile again, watching her regain her dignity, surrounded by students she had once nurtured, was more fulfilling than any blockbuster success.